They cut my live off. I was right in the middle. I got to figure out why YouTube did that. But we're going to finish this off. This is part 2 of getting local contracts as a radiologic technologist. So you want to get these healthcare contracts because not all the agencies and recruiters are going to be ones that work with you. I mean, everybody doesn't mesh well. So you got to kind of figure out who meshes with you, who's not meshing with you, and figure out what works best for you. Be specific, because if you're working with a travel agency and they're a large company, make sure that you are just not being used for local, or because if you want to get those per diems, you got to be 52 miles away to get those tax breaks and things like that. So just make sure your recruiter is explaining that to you and you understand that, and they understand what you need and what you want, and you just don't want a local contract, because if they just give you a local contract, you might not be able to get the incentives, if that makes sense. So approach staffing agencies, and don't just go with one or go with the first one. I'm going to tell you, apply to all of them. Take your time. This is a journey that don't let it ruin you or give you a sour taste in your mouth. Not all agencies are created equal. You're not going to like some of the recruiters. Doesn't mean the agency is bad. The recruiter could be bad. So it's going to take you because there are some agencies I just would not work with. That's just me. I wouldn't work with them. They have bad practices, not the recruiter. And then there's some recruiters. I got one, she messaging me all the time. I just don't, she might be a nice person, but I get greedy from her. That's when she just, and I understand the world of recruitment is however many you can get. I'm not a number. So I personally don't feel like it's in my best interest when you consider me just a number. I'm not in a rush to fulfill a quota. The recruiter is, not you. So understand that it's going to take you time to go through certain agencies to figure out, wait, do they even pay on time? That's the other thing you want to start looking for when you get with recruiting agencies. What kind of history do they have about paying you? And how are they going to pay you? How often are they going to pay you? And do they pay on time? That is huge. I had one experience with a recruiting agency locally, and she didn't pay me. And I had to get legal on her. She didn't expect me to. And that's the other thing. You got to be prepared sometimes when you travel locally to pull out the legal big boys and follow through on it. Don't let someone hold out your money when you've worked hard for it. Even if they eventually pay you, don't let them hold out your money. So stick to your contracts. Make sure your contracts are good. If you got to pay an attorney to look over the contracts, having that network of people that you can ask who've traveled before to say, hey, can you help me out? Can you answer my questions when it comes to these contracts? I really don't know. Is this worth it? Is it good or is it bad? Having that network of people, being a part of your associations like the ASRT, your local associations, you have people there that you can ask and they'll be willing to help you. So lastly, negotiate smartly. Remember, we talked about negotiating your pay, not only your pay, but your schedule as well. Like perks when it comes to mileage and shift differential, how much for money. I had to one time negotiate my food allowance. They wanted to give me like $5 a day. Now, I might not eat some days $5. I might only eat $5 that day. Some days I don't eat as much as I do other days. But I need more than $5 a day on a job. I mean, come on, at least 30 for me to eat. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I need a whole day because I'm not home. I'm not cooking at home. If I was home, I could make my breakfast. I can bring my lunch because I've meal prepped. I can have my dinner in a crock pot waiting on me when I get home. I can't do that on a travel assignment, and I'm not going to do that. So I need a nice little per diem. So you got to negotiate those things within your contract. It's just not $4,000 a week. Wow, that's a lot of money. Don't fall for that. Understand every little nuance that goes into that $4,000 a week. Okay, just understand. Don't get it because they might say $100 an hour. Understand and pull your CPA in there, your tax professional, and understand what all that money, where that money is coming from, where it's going, and how much you got to pay back. That's important. So basically, negotiate smart, right? Negotiate smart. Perfect your resume, partner with agencies, do your research. Do your research. That's going to be important. And if you've landed a local contract, share any tips in the comments that you've had that can help someone below. Dive deeper into the profession and what steps you need to do in order to do well in traveling. And don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more radiology content and advice, and turn the bell on for notifications. And I wish that I didn't have to do a part 2 on this and just end it out like this. But if you go back and see my other video, which is the majority of the conversation, you will enjoy it. Until next time, you guys, have a great evening, and thank you so much.